Welcome back to Cody in the Cinema, and today we're looking at Martin Scorsese's classic comedy After Hours, which I believe is well ahead of its time and something that Zoomers and Millennials can unite over. So, did you know the music was by Howard Shore? I was looking this up. Apparently that's the case. And, Lord of the Rings. We start a picture. Griffin Dunn plays Paul Hackett. Okay. We get a quick zoom in to his desk. And he's helping someone learn how to do whatever office job. It doesn't matter. He's ready to go home. He goes home. He's kind of sitting around on the couch. And when he goes out to this restaurant, he's reading this book, The Tropic of Cancer. And a few tables down, there's a woman. And they talk, and she ends up inviting him to spend some time together. And he goes back out, and he ends up trying to go to her apartment. And in that process, he kind of, he's going to a cab, right? And he's got his money, and it flies out the window, and the cab driver gets mad, which comes back to haunt him. And the rest of the night is this journey of this poor guy just trying to get home. One article that was on the Criterion site called him Ulysses in khakis. What a great comparison, right? And this is a really meticulously crafted comedy from Scorsese, who's most famous probably for his gangster movies, but if you know your Scorsese, you know that he has a wide range of films. And he gives us early on this great piece of foreshadowing where there's this sculpture. He goes into this apartment, there's this sculpture, this woman's working on it, and it kind of is just, and it tells us what he's in for. And it's a gray sculpture, and it's kind of dingy and stale, and it's a lot of just the way the night goes is very much like that sculpture. Now, this movie is not above, making fun of anything, okay? Something wrong with your skin, we'll make fun of it. You go to a bathroom to use the John, well, there's a picture of bathroom, humor. I'm not going to spoil it, but probably kind of imagine it in your head. We have an inappropriate joke made about The Wizard of Oz. And the actor does such a good job in this because he knows when to react and when to just kind of look dumbfounded, and he's never overly likable. For this movie to work, I think you have to want him to fail a little bit and to kind of deserve it, and it really does work to his advantage in that way. All right. Now, this movie has John Hurt and Catherine O'Hara, both the Home Alone parents. All right. And John Hurt's like this barkeeper, and he's just completely down on his luck. And there's some good interactions with him and our lead in there. Catherine O'Hara also, like I said, has a small part as well. And just the series of interactions he has, it really feels to me so much like what I have experienced as a millennial and what I hear a lot of Zoomers are experiencing. And let me explain that, even though this movie was made well before our time, 1985. I was born in 87. But this was so prophetic because throughout this movie, our protagonist, he just goes into one situation after another because really he's lonely. He's all alone. He's trying to fight battles on his own. And he comes across these individuals and these little groups, and it doesn't seem like there's ever a large social gathering that works very well. It's very fragmented. It kind of reminds me of our experience going from one, subreddit to another, from one online exchange to another, from one email to another. Because if you have checked the news, you'll see lots of stuff about how everyone's lonely now. And even though he's going through the city from experience to experience, like I said, in this lonely manner, it does seem to almost entirely match what many of us are doing now online. This won't apply to you if you have a large social circle and you're an extreme extrovert. But I do think that as more and more people sort of let that introvert go and do things like watch reviews of videos on YouTube or make them, well, then this will have more relevance. But even if you are an extrovert, this movie should hit you on another front. We've all had a night where we just can't get to bed. Lately for me, it's allergies. Let me tell you, my nose, And maybe we're up because we're waiting on a phone call. We're dealing with something at work. People keep texting us and we can't get to sleep. Whatever it is that's keeping you up at night, if you've ever had a long night that just won't end, this movie's for you. All right? This movie's for you. As long as you're okay with dark comedy, because this thing goes real dark. Yeah. So I love it. I know that Criterion fans were happy to be getting this nice release here. If you haven't seen it, see it. If you have, what are your thoughts? Do you like the picture? Maybe it's one of your favorite Scorsese's. It's probably one of this might be a top 5 for me of his. Let me know in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.